Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, our Star Wars podcast, the best one of those. I'm Tim, your host. Joining me as always are Josh the Tosh, internet famous Mason.
Hello.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
What are you famous for on the internet right now?
Probably my elite Destiny 2 skills.
Interesting. And Jennifer VanAutreve. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. We're recording again, coming to you live from Nerds Unite Studios.
It's very cold.
It is cold in the Nerds Unite Studios. The kids shut the door to the attic. Recording studio, and got a little chilly in here. No heating vents.
I think it feels great.
Feels terrible. We're going to be doing our hashtag fall of novels today, kicking it off. And we're going to be discussing first Star Wars Empire's End by Chuck Wendig. And this one was mine. I was assigned it. So I can confidently say that after my synopsis of this book, everyone who was hashtag Josh or hashtag Jen is going to be hashtag Tim. Hashtag synopsis Tim. They're all going to want me to do them from now on. So we're just going to dig right in, right?
Go, yes.
Go.
Okay.
Do it to it.
All right, here we go. So, as you know, this was a 3-part series by Chuck Wendig. It started...
This is the thrilling finale.
Yeah, the thrilling finale to the 3-part series.
What were the other 2 parts?
Aftermath and
Life Debt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? You listened to us talk about it.
I knew there was those Aftermath books had like a trilogy, but I didn't know this was the last one. I didn't know this was part of that.
Okay.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more you know.
It's called Aftermath, Empire's End.
So all 3 of these books, I've decided, are far more about setting up the universe in turmoil post Palpatine's death than they are about the actual plots in the books.
Yeah.
So this book still has the interludes, although not nearly as jarring as the first book. They do take you out of it. There's fewer of them, and they are a little longer and a little more coherent. And it's more clear that the characters are not who the larger novel is about. So anyway, so as we know, the team is Nora, Snaps, Jazz, Sinjir, Bones, and who's the last one? What was his name?
It's the girl.
No, it's the dude. John
Burrell, yeah.
So all these people we've gone over before. If you don't know who they are, listen to our other podcast. So they're everybody but Jom is teamed up with Bones, and they're tracking Mercurial Swift to Jakku, and they're trying to track Mercurial Swift because she knows or might know the location of Ray Sloan. So
and subsequently, they're his dad.
Right.
I can't remember his name.
Brenton. So they track him to Jakku, but when they get to Jakku, it's covered in Imperial Star Destroyers. Just teeming, swarming, covered. And they freak. Temin and Sinjir escape. Like, they leave. But Nora and Jazz go to the planet to continue the chase in an escape pod. And Temin sends Bones also with them to help protect Nora.
Why does Temin and Sinjir bail out?
Because they have to go warn the Republic.
Oh, okay.
Jazz and Nora have various adventures on the planet Jakku. Jazz is sold for his bounty to Nema the Hutt, who incidentally Nema Outpost from...
Jazz is a woman.
Yeah.
You said he.
Oh.
Okay. Anyways.
Well, I didn't mean to say
Nema
that.
Outpost is run by Hutt.
Yeah. Nora, I was already moving on to Nora.
Yeah.
So that was why I said she. She was enslaved.
No, they're both
you
she's.
said he.
You said
you
he.
said Jazz was a he.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
But he's not. He's a she.
I hate you guys. Brenton
I'm just trying to track your synopsis.
Brenton and Sloan were on Jakku. They were tracking Gallius Rax, who's also on Jakku, and they're captured by Gallius. The New Republic finds out about all these Imperial ships around Jakku, and they're like, we shouldn't do it. And they're super lame, and Mon Mothma's like, please? So Sinjir, Jam, and Temmin, and Han, and they go on a mission. It's really weird. They go on a mission against Black Sun to identify the leverage that was used to influence the no vote. I guess Black Sun is influencing these politicians, which is forcing the no vote. So they turn the leverage around on itself and end up getting a new yes vote. So now the Republic's going to attack. And that was a huge, big, part of the book, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the New Republic comes and attacks. Admiral Akbar is leading the attack. Wedge is there in an X-Wing with Temmin. Snaps Wexley flying with Wedge.
Yeah.
And in the battle of Jakku, there's a ground battle and a space battle. Bones dies, rescuing one of them. I think it's Temmin. Sloane and Breton, while they're captured by Rax, they discover that about the kid training and all the First Order kid brainwashing that the Huxes are doing, and they take on Rax. Jakku, it turns out this whole battle, the whole setup, everybody being on Jakku, all the ships, is a ruse. It's a setup by Palpatine because he had the contingency. So if he ever died, he was going to basically blow up everything and destroy the Republic and the Empire and just cause mass chaos. And then in that chaos, he had all these, we saw him in, what was that comic we read, that one shot?
The Shattered Empire.
Shattered Empire, yeah. And they had all the little robots with Emperor Palpatine's face.
Part of Project Cinder.
Right. So this was Palpatine performing Project Cinder. He's going to blow up Jakku itself, which is going to be such a big explosion because of some force power or something in this planet that it's going to destroy all the ships around it as well.
And it's both the Empire and the Republic fleets are there.
Right. So Rax, he's killing everybody.
Why is he dying though?
Why is who dying?
Palpatine.
Palpatine's dead.
What?
Palpatine dies at the end of Return of the Jedi.
You're
talking about Rax?
When does this book take place?
All of the Aftermath books are after the Battle of Endor.
And so who's carrying out his wishes to destroy everything?
The droids, the red droids.
Oh,
right.
And
just droids.
And
specifically Gallius Rax who's he was the shadow leader of the Empire, using Ray Sloane and some other people.
Right.
Now he's the overt.
Is he a Sith?
No. He's a kid who was on Jakku.
But
that
I think
Palpatine found and trained.
He's force sensitive.
He might be influenced.
Based on the way they described him when Palpatine found him on Jakku.
To kill everybody.
Because he's following the Emperor's orders.
Right.
And then he's going to go off, and I'm about to explain. He's about to go off into the unknown regions. Rax was given a mission to go to these designated coordinates in the unknown regions and basically start a new empire there and build up forces and then come back to the galaxy in turmoil and destroy it, take it over, and control everything. So that's what Rax is going to do. That's why he's destroying everything, turning it into chaos, and he's going to escape with a few Star Destroyers and start over.
And there's already, the thing is in the previous book, we find out that the Emperor's Super Star Destroyer already went there.
Right.
So the Emperor has this fascination with the unknown regions. And Jakku's important because he builds an observatory there, which I guess tells him how to get to this area of the unknown regions or something.
Well, Thrawn helped him too. Gave him some of the coordinates.
Yeah.
To the unknown region?
Yeah, some of the information about there. Yeah.
Correct.
So what actually happens is Sloane ends up killing Rax. She saves Jakku, but then she decides she's going to take Rax's place as head of the Empire and go into the unknown regions and finish Palpatine's mission. So
but there's no chaos because all those people don't die?
Well, the chaos is still there, but not the same way.
But all the ships don't get destroyed by the droids?
No, they just destroy each other. And that's why there's all that wreckage on Jakku in The Force Awakens. Yeah. So Brenton and Jom end up dying in this battle on Jakku, and Brenton dies in the process of killing Rax. Nora's free to get with Wedge. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Finally. Sinjir becomes an advisor to Mon Mothma. Ben Solo is born the same day that the peace accord with the Empire is signed. So the New Republic and the Empire are buddies now. Wedge starts an academy on Hosnian Prime, which Snap joins. And they talk about him growing scruff so that he matches whatever that guy's name is. So the effects on the larger universe, the new, what do they call it? A new separatist order or something like that. New separatist movement is formed. So the New Republic forms and like becomes more solid now that the Empire is gone, or that there's a peace accord. But there is a bunch of planets that also become their own thing. Lando takes back Cloud City. This is one of the interludes. Chewie is on Kashyyyk, and he saves his son, Lumpawaru, from...
Lumpawaru?
Lumpawaru. Lumpy.
That's his name?
Waru.
Lumpawaru?
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
He saves his son from slavery. Jar Jar is featured. He shows up. He is hated by all the adults around because of his part in overthrowing the old Republic,
the
the Republic. And the children love him because he's a street performer. He performs for all the children refugees. And really,
why did the adults hate him?
Because he is the one who initiated the vote that made Palpatine the Emperor.
Oh.
Rey Sloane starts the First Order. Like, she calls it that, even.
So she's still pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, she took over. She killed Rax, but she killed Rax because she wanted vengeance on him for kicking her out of the Empire. She, does good things for bad reasons. And she takes over the Empire, which now is the First Order. Although I think there's the Imperial Remnant still exists, but now there's the First Order that's rebuilding out in the unknown regions. Crime flourishes.
So is the peace accord between the Empire or the First Order?
The remnants of the Empire that didn't go to the unknown regions.
So the First Order is not in any kind of peace agreement with anybody?
No, the First Order doesn't exist until they go to the unknown regions.
Right, and Rey starts it. So crime flourishes because with the the New Order, New Republic, thank you. The New Republic and the Empire fighting, crime is happy because no one's paying attention to them or enforcing crime because they're too busy fighting each other. And that's why they were trying to push back on the New Republic attacking the Empire, because it was in their best interest to keep the universe in turmoil so they could profit. But crime is still flourishing after all of this. Force cults have started. There's multiples. One of note is, I forget what they were called, but it was this order that had, they worship helmets. And they think that force power can, I don't know.
Stays with the helmet?
Yeah, it stays with the helmet. And they had one person who, put on a helmet and then suddenly could fight with a lightsaber and, killed some people. It was really strange and jarring.
We saw that Sith helmet on the Emperor's ship in the Lando series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it had power.
But that sort of explains why Kylo was so obsessed with Vader's helmet.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe that's why he's not wearing it anymore.
He's lost his faith in the weird helmet people.
Well, he doesn't want it to control him. Maybe.
And the seeds of the resistance are sown. So because Mon Mothma doesn't have the control of the Senate like they had when they were just the rebellion, Leia doesn't like to be told no. So she kind of starts to get these ideas in her head that she needs to do something else. She bows out of the New Republic's government, and there's just hints that she's going to kind of start her own thing. She's going to go off and...
well, what point does the that book by Claudia Gray that we all read at the same time, Bloodline, when does that take place? Because
after this, many number of years after.
So she goes back to the Senate or whatever their organized government is called.
Yes.
Okay.
There you have it. Aftermath. Empire's End. Chuck Wendig. Yeah?
Good job.
Thanks.
I haven't read the book, so
that was
I
way
can't
more than 5 minutes.
Confirm or
BT
deny
Dubs.
if any
Sorry.
of that was accurate.
Are you absolving yourself of any liability?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I have some questions. Just these are generic book club questions. I just thought it would add to your book report.
I think it's just going to add time.
One interesting thing that you didn't mention is he throws Yoop to shoot down this giant magical shaft that goes to like the heart of Jakku or something, because he thinks it's gonna blow it up.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Jakku had something is magical about Jakku, like some force power is there.
Why does everyone keep wanting to go back to Jakku?
I don't know. It's a weird planet.
Tim,
It used to be covered in green and foliage, I guess.
Yeah.
which characters do you particularly admire or dislike, and what are their primary characteristics?
We've already been over this with the other books. Snap sucks. He's annoying.
He's super annoying, and it's made worse by the person who reads the books.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it. Who in the
None
book?
of the characters are very good. Like,
if you could insert yourself as a character in the book, what role would you play? I stumped you.
I don't know why we're doing this. If I could insert myself as a character in the book, I would be on Kashyyyk freeing the Wookiee slaves.
Okay.
Are you writing my answers down?
No.
she's crossing off.
I'm just making sure. I'm just crossing off so I don't ask Josh the same questions. Okay, one more. Who in the book would you like to meet? What would you ask them or say?
I would talk to Wedge, and I would ask him if he could teach me how to fly an X-wing.
I thought you were going to say you're going to tell Snaps he sucks or something.
That's actually a better idea. I changed my answer.
Okay, one more. Consider the ending. Did you expect it or were you surprised? Was it manipulative or forced?
I mean, I knew the good guys were going to win.
It doesn't really sound like they won, though.
Well, they didn't.
A lot of them died, right?
Well, 2 of them died, but 2 characters that I could care less about. But really, almost any of the characters could have died and I wouldn't have cared. I don't know. I mean, I knew where it was going, right? I mean, I knew they were going to end up in the unknown regions. I knew the First Order was going to form.
Excuse me.
But you didn't know Rey was going to be in charge of it.
No, I didn't. I thought she was kind of turning good.
So that was unexpected.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that satisfactory, Jenny?
Sure.
Okay, good. So I'm going to give this book 6 lightsabers. It was way better than the others, but still, it's just, I don't know.
Did you say 6?
Yeah, it's so contrived, or like, feels like he's trying to do way too much, and it's so scattered. Like I don't know. The dialogue was better in this one. It was, each book was better than the last, but this one still is not a good book. If you take Star Wars out of this book sucks. Is really the truth of it. So, there it is. You guys gonna rate it?
I don't know any.
There's another interlude where Lando takes over Cloud City.
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I must not have been paying attention. No, I mean, it's lots of stuff happens, but yeah, it's not a terribly interesting book.
No.
I'd say a 6 is good.
You were gonna rate my synopsis, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So, I think this is hard to rate because I didn't read any of the trilogy, so
You've only listened to what we've
I've
said
listened
about
to you
it.
talk about them, but you mostly complain about them.
Yeah.
But I think you did a good job with your synopsis.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said. Okay. You ready to do feedback, guys?
What do you mean? I thought Josh had books.
No, we're only doing one book.
What?
Yeah, we're doing one.
Well, then I should ask you more questions.
No, we're doing one book.
think we
We're going to
covered
read
it.
some feedback, and then we're going to stop this, and then we're going to start a new recording. And Josh is going to do his book, and we're going to do some feedback.
We're doing super short episodes.
It's not super
It's
short.
22 minutes already. By the time we're done with a little bit of feedback, it's going to be 30 minutes. And then we have time to do another 30-minute episode before the Bears game starts. Boom. 2 episodes in the can. Fans are doing backflips because we're releasing so many episodes so fast.
Okay.
# fall of novels.
Are you just going to do one book?
Yeah, I'm going to do the Inferno Squad one
Okay.
because Battlefront comes out next week.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, good timing, Josh.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. This one is from Michael Young, Angry Farmer. Incidentally, he's writing in about Empire's End. How good is that? It says, hey guys, I finished reading Empire's End recently and have a few comments. I thought the Star Destroyer that was crashed on Jakku was from Lost Stars, which I liked a lot.
That's what I thought as well.
Lost Stars happens during the Battle of Jakku.
Correct.
Yeah.
It does.
So-
It's the same battle from a different perspective.
Right.
So it is from that.
Right.
Yeah.
I had some hope of the character development at the end of Life Debt, but alas, that's as far as the development went. I kept hoping. With some luck, Chuck Wendig won't write any more Star Wars books. And as happened recently, they killed off some of the more interesting characters, and it doesn't lead to a continuing storyline. I'm not going to rant all day. I give this one 2 out of 5 lightsabers.
He has a different scale than us.
Yeah, I'm just going to upgrade him. 4 lightsabers is what he means. Don't try to be so special, Michael. Yeah, totally. Chuck can, I'm sure he's a nice dude, and I appreciate the world building that he did. But I'd rather he just wrote Wikipedia summaries or something for us.
Or a
as
book of
opposed
short
to,
stories or just something else.
Yeah, his shorts, I mean, the interludes are not bad by themselves, but not in context of the rest of the story. I don't like the characters he builds. They're not interesting at all. This one is
The Leia book.
Oh,
That we already talked about.
We already talked about.
I mean, we had we talked about it at the.
We didn't. I still have to do that one.
Yeah,
that
he was
doesn't
going to
count.
do that one as a book report. I kind of want to read that one first.
So save it. We'll read the rest of his email a different day.
All right. More random musings. Greetings, squad. More of my random thoughts, observations, and pithy comments for the SWNU community at large. Sorry if my letters are on the long side, but I try to make and address everyone in the crew. Before jumping into the main discussion, I see the Bears had their Super Bowl by beating the Steelers 9-24.
They've won another game since then.
Yeah.
And another game since
Boom.
then.
And they're going to win today. As a Ravens fan, I was rooting for the Bears. Thanks. Oh.
Sorry we beat you in subsequent weeks.
To keep with the novel Autumn, Fall of Novels.
The novel Autumn.
You may have read/listened to from a certain point of view by the time this is read on the podcast. It's the one book, technically an anthology, I'm looking for the most. But the sample audio that has been released is the story with Boba Fett. The 2 to 3 lines of dialogue he had in the movies gave him a kind of South African accent. The accent in the audiobook is more of an American Northeastern accent. I hope this isn't indicative of the other stories in the book. That being said, the perspective was interesting, set before Empire Strikes Back. I need to find the time to listen to the book.
So there are some stories that are really, really good voice acting. Like, maybe feature the voice actors for the character itself. So, like, it's exactly what it is. And then there's other ones that are bad. So, it's hit or miss.
Got it. So there's different voice actors on every single...
Everyone is a different voice actor.
On a related note, I'm sure you saw the hint that Mark Hamill gave about watching Monday Night Football. Let's hope we get some good hints with The Last Jedi. Or about The Last Jedi. We did. We got the trailer out of that, and we read emails late now.
Yeah.
New fall sci-fi shows. I've watched both Orville and Star Trek Discovery. No, I didn't subscribe to CBS. Oh, that's the worst. You can't even watch Star Trek. I have watched Orville. I'm caught up on it. It's goofily entertaining. I enjoy it, but I don't love it. If that makes
It's like
sense.
the kind of show you could take a nap to.
Yeah.
Really easily.
Yeah, it's like Star Trek, but with some slight humor.
But it's not super funny.
No. Not even
Or
close to super funny.
It's
I have
just
not
kind
watched
of,
it. I've only seen
It's
the
just
commercials.
kind of like bland. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
I mean, it's very Star Wars fan. Or Star Trek fan. Oh, my Evernote just jumped to the bottom.
Because I deleted stuff.
Oh. Let me get back to where I was.
but it's not like a spoof or anything like where you'd think it'd be all like.
It is a spoof.
But it's not. It's like they're trying to be serious. They're not trying to just be totally goofy and like
And
over the top.
William Riker's even the director.
Of Discovery? Or of Orville?
Orville.
Oh.
Here we go. Orville is kind of tough to follow. I think it's supposed to be a comedy, but the laughs are grade D jokes at best. But it's trying to mix the bad humor into the adventure and is basically a mess. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, it's a mess that I think is fun. Anyway. As for Star Trek, the first episode was pretty good, and interestingly enough, it had funnier lines that folded into the story than Orville. I'm not at all surprised that there are better writers on Star Trek Discovery than Orville.
So who's in Star Trek Discovery?
Nobody.
Is it like a real Star Trek show?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's brand new.
Brand spanking new.
Oh.
It's got a chick captain, right?
Let's call it a female captain, not a chick captain. She's not a small chicken.
Jeez. All right.
Is there any famous people in it?
No.
Or is it all like new
It's all new,
actors?
low paid actors.
What's it called? Star Trek what?
Discovery.
But you can't watch it anywhere because it's on CBS. And CBS is very proud of their stuff. So they make you pay $8 a month for their app.
They
It's
want
not
you.
on Hulu?
No, they want you to pay for their service to watch it. And they know that the primary clientele of Star Trek Discovery have extra income. So they figured they'll make them pay money.
Well, can't you just watch it on our...
You can watch it
Antenna?
live, yes.
Yeah, you can watch it live, but I can't watch old episodes. And I won't watch a TV show out of order. So there's that.
And then you'd have to deal with commercials.
I could download it, or
I would die.
not download it. I could record it on my TiVo for you. And you could come to my house and watch them.
Not worth it. As
He's
for,
like, I hate your house.
I hate your house.
as for Star Trek, the first episode was pretty... Oh, yeah. This brings me to my point. Why can't we have a Star Wars live-action show? I know that you all and a lot of listeners love the cartoons, but a live-action show would be fantastic. I'm not sure what time period it would take place, but the Star Wars universe is full of stories that could fill at least 10 seasons of shows.
It would be
I
expensive.
think Star Wars fans are so critical. They would kill it. They would be like it. They would pounce all over anything that didn't fit with what they thought it should be, and it would be a nightmare.
It's the same problem as Game of Thrones, that it would be really, really expensive.
Yeah.
So somebody would have to put up a lot of money to do it.
Well, or they'd have to figure out how to do it inexpensively.
I don't know that you can.
I don't know. I mean, I think
Well,
the show would be profitable, and it would be the kind of show that they could just never stop doing. Like, it could just go on forever.
I
But-
don't know about that.
Why not?
It just depends on what time
It'd
period
have
they
to be
pick.
so good, like because people would be
I don't think it has to be that good if it's in its own time period, so they can tell interesting stories that actually have consequences.
Right. Everyone would pay attention to it because it's Star Wars.
If they try and shoehorn it into like after Empire Strikes Back, you can't tell interesting stories that have consequences because.
Right. So you said it in the pre-Republic days or something.
Right.
Baby pool. I'm glad little Luke is growing well and is healthy. It's Tim Jr. actually. And Jen is doing great and she is hardly showing.
That's not true.
Your due date is December 6th, but I don't think it will be this long. It's December 5th. And neither does Jenny.
Yeah, I think it'll be November.
I think we should have a SWNU baby pool. I will start with my pick of November 30th,
Oh,
10:13 a.m.
that's fun.
Mark it down.
November 30th.
All right, send in your baby pool answers. When's Tim Jr. coming? Farm update. My ducks were taken down by a group of foxes, a skulk, if you will. A few days after we buried the ducks, the foxes tried to dig up the corpses.
Oh my God.
This makes the flock 10 chickens and 2 ducks. We are much more cautious when we let them out in the yard at large. Next spring, we will decide what new animals we will get. Yeesh.
So they are like strictly going after the ducks and leaving all those chickens. It
Ducks
sounds like.
must taste better.
Maybe the
They're
chickens.
into that dark meat.
Maybe the chickens went into their house, but the ducks are like,
Don't know.
I don't like that house.
Maybe.
I like it out here
Where I can be.
where there are foxes.
Science Corner. Did you happen to see Elon Musk's presentation at the International Astronautical Congress in Adelaide, Australia this past week? He spoke of new launch systems that SpaceX is building, plans to colonize the moon and Mars, and transporting people around the Earth in an hour. I know Josh doesn't like to comment on these things that are not a sure bet, but Musk has been a pretty good bet up to this point. His timelines aren't always precise, but he is within the margin of error. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not going to happen anytime soon.
I don't either, but I'm just generally appreciative that the world has someone like Musk that is so much of a futurist.
It's nice, but it really shouldn't be privately funded. Like, that's the problem, ultimately, is there is a profit motive, but they're not making money. And at some point, the not making money part is going to destroy the company.
Yes.
And that's something that the government should be doing, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon either.
No, it's not. At the same conference, Lockheed Martin showed their plans to put people on Mars. Their plan looks like a set of Tinker Toys compared to SpaceX, and the time frame with LM plans is over a decade away. Your thoughts, Josh?
I just gave my thoughts.
To follow up the discussion of the eclipse, I plan to go to Austin, Texas in 2024 for the event. I will make a vacation out of it. Probably stay there a week around the eclipse. Maybe an SWNU meetup where we can discuss the upcoming episode 11. I've rambled enough.
The unannounced.
Yeah, may the force be with you, Angry Farmer out. Well, maybe he announced it. Maybe he knows something.
Maybe
We
he's
like
on the
Austin.
inside.
We do like Austin.
I don't know. Austin's not.
I thought you haven't even been there.
It's not that. I'm trying to be closer to the ocean.
Oh.
It's not close to the ocean at all.
You mean you want to be close to the ocean for the eclipse? Or you just want to go on vacation close to the ocean?
For the eclipse specifically, but I don't know. I'm open. It's 6.5 years away, so I'm not gonna say no to anything right now.
This one's from Joel. I'm just going to do one more. Hey, SWNU crew. Nerd11 reporting in. My wife is as big of a Disney fan addict as I am a Star Wars fan addict. So while we listened to last week's episode and the discussion turned to Alan Tudyk, we both looked at each other with a confused look when Tim and Mason stated, almost in unison, that he had been in every Pixar
I
film.
said it, and you kind of went along with it. Don't blame Tim.
Don't
my
blame
wife-
Tim. He didn't know. He just agreed.
My wife
blindly.
immediately corrected you by saying, actually, Alan Tudyk has only been in 5 Disney films, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootopia, Moana, and they were all from the Disney Animation Studio, not Pixar.
Right. I was wrong.
I think the voice actor you are thinking of is none other than John Ratzenberger, who has been in every Pixar film, including Brave, which was a joint venture between Pixar and Disney Animation. Ratzenberger is best remembered as Cliff Clavin on Cheers, but he also has a connection to Star Wars. He played Major Bren Derlin in The Empire Strikes Back and can be seen ordering the pilots to fighters after Princess Leia gives them their evacuation briefing on Hoth. I remember him in that.
We've talked about him being in that movie before on the podcast.
But not in the Pixar films.
Right.
That's all I've got time for now. I've got to get the segments for next week's Anchors broadcast written and recorded. May the Force be with you. Nerd11 signing out. Joel Muster Guy Shutman.
Yeah, Joel? I wasn't. I was thinking of Tudyk, but I just got the studio wrong.
Mm-hmm. I was just watching. We had Moana on last weekend for my niece and nephew, and I saw his name. I was like, oh, I don't know who he is.
I don't know either on that movie.
Maybe the chicken?
That would be pretty funny if that's what he was. Is it a chicken or is it like a...
It's a rooster.
It's
a rooster.
Okay.
That's a male chicken, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can just imagine that we lost Joel. Joel and his wife are just done with the podcast now.
Well, it's not a Disney podcast. It's not like you're an expert on all things.
It literally is a Disney podcast now.
Okay, well, whatever.
All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our conversation on Empire's End.
Yeah, it's the end of Aftermath.
Thank God. We're everywhere on the internet. We're on BenView Network and the Retro Junkies Network. A lot of good podcasts there. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView Network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at BenViewNetwork.com.